All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. Sadly, we have another example of death in the entertainment industry connected through the number 38. 2 days ago, we were talking about Nicki Minaj's father dying in a hit and run while she's 38. Yesterday, we're talking about the death of former NFL wide receiver Vincent Jackson at age 38 after his former team won the Super Bowl on the 38th day of the year. Now, a big headline this morning is country star Kenny Chesney is mourning the loss of his friend. And this is everyone's headline on February 16th. And from today to his upcoming birthday, March 26th, it's 38 days later. And again, death 38 in the language of Gematria. Practice coding numbers into words. Death, murder, killing, and RIP all sum to 38. Again, you look up that movie poster for Murder by Numbers, which I show almost every single day. And I guess while I'm at it, I might as well show it one more time. I'm just so tired of even showing it. But again, you just look right there at Murder by Numbers. The E is a 3, the B is an 8. No other letters are tampered with. And again, I mean, I've been here for 7.5 years straight, and it's a rare day where I don't get through the day without presenting on death in 38. Again, so many people who are new are like, wow, they're really killing people a lot lately. And that's where they make the mistake saying lately. This stuff goes on every day, you guys. It's been going on. There's nothing new. It's just most people don't pay attention to the headlines. You know, they don't pay attention to the news and look for the details. People are too busy, understandably. But this is what goes on all the time in the world of entertainment. So 38 days from his birthday, he's mourning the death of his friend who supposedly crashed in a helicopter. And notice People's coverage of this, People magazine, their website, they emphasize the phrase dear friend. He lost his dear friend in a helicopter crash. Just notice, dear friend 57 like helicopter. Scottish Rite equals 57 as well. Shout out to Jeff Young in the chat. For those of you who don't know Jeff Young, check out his weekly radio program, Music Without Boundaries. Jeff Young's the former guitarist for Megadeth. He can tell you all about the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry and country music. He's talked about it many times. He's like, you want to be in country music, you better be connected to the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. But Scottish Rite's 57 in the same cipher as helicopter and dear friend. And again, we're talking about country star Kenny Chesney. And helicopter's also got that Gematria 666. This news comes on what day? February 16th, 216, the product of 6 times 6 times 6. The last time we were talking about the death of a celebrity in relation to a helicopter. And the last time wasn't the first time, but the last time was Kobe Bryant a little more than a year ago. And remember, NBA Finals is 57. His death was synced up with the NBA Finals. The Lakers won it, his former team, 41 weeks after LeBron's birthday on Father-Daughter Day. And Kobe and his daughter died. And who even knew there was a Father and Daughter Day before last year? But there is. Look it up. It's the day the Lakers won the Finals. And again, Kobe Bryant died at age 41. Kobe Bryant equals 41. LeBron wins the finals 41 weeks after his birthday. NBA Finals 57. Helicopter 57. Remember, it was all synced up with Will Smith, too. And then the Lakers won their 17th championship 17 days after Will Smith's birthday. Will Smith went from Philly to L.A. like Kobe Bryant. In the movie I Am Legend, his family dies in a helicopter crash. Kobe said he wanted to die young and be remembered as a legend. We learned that through Tracy McGrady, the cousin of Vince Carter, and Kobe died on Vince Carter's birthday. Tracy McGrady said that on ESPN right after Kobe died, that he confided in him when they were young and both in the NBA out of high school, that he wanted to die young and be remembered as a legend. Again, this whole show business, entertainment world, it's sick. And also with regards to Kobe, he scored his career high of 600, I was going to say he scored 666 points. No, he scored his career high of 81 points in his 666th career game. Look it up. It's all facts. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81 like ritual. There's a lot more to that. Again, in my newest book, I have a big chapter on Kobe's death. But 38 days from his birthday, we get the headline about the death of his friend. And it's not an accident. This is what they do pretty much every day. And realize, even though I've been here 7.5 years decoding headlines and keeping up with as many stories as I can, I bet you in that time there's probably been at least 500 stories that slipped through the cracks that would just further back up what I'm saying. That's why people are always digging up stuff and saying, hey, Zach, did you know about this? A lot of times I'm like, no, I did not. Thank you. But also in the world of music, yesterday in the headlines, we talked about Vincent Jackson dying at age 38. On this same day, salsa music legend Johnny Pacheco died 38 days from his birthday. See, this was yesterday, February 15th. His birthday was March 25th. Dead 38 days from his birthday. And Salsa's got that Gematria 38 and 83 like Murder. Like how Murder by Numbers, the song, came out in 1983. Like how Vincent Jackson wore the number 83. And then again, Vincent Jackson. You guys just keep digging up more facts on this. He died on the day leaving 319 days left in the year. The Bucks just won 31-9. The greatest of all time equals 319. Brady. But again, just real fast, dead at 38 on the 38 date numerology. That goes for the salsa music singer as well. He was number 83. He died in Brandon, Florida, which equals 83, like Vincent Jackson, like football, like how he was from Colorado, 83. Remember, there's 5 states that equal 38. They are Florida, Louisiana, Minnesota, Colorado, and Oregon. And, a few years back, you had the 2 Facebook killings of black men by police officers. One was in Minnesota, one was in Louisiana, Philando Castile and Alton Sterling. And then last year, of course, you had the George Floyd thing again in Minnesota. But, again, I did a video on this yesterday. He also played for San Diego, a 38 city. Died on the 15th. Tampa won 15 games, winning their 15th in the Super Bowl. But, again, just the rituals, the undeniable rituals. An athlete dead at 38 for unknown reasons. I mean, come on. Doesn't happen. People in good shape don't just drop dead out of nowhere, unless they're in the world of celebrity. And then again, Nicki Minaj, 38. She loses her father on February 12th on her 67th day of her age. For years and years and years, we've been talking about 67 and blood sacrifice. Again, shout out to Jeff Young. Multiple broadcasts on his radio program that are still archived there years ago because it's censorship-free over on... Oh, why can I not think what the... Spreaker. Spreaker is what his radio platform's through. And it's a good platform, Spreaker. They don't censor. But him and I done so many shows this years ago talking about celebrity death in 67, including his friend Nick Menza. We predicted Prince's death on his radio program. I used to have it on my YouTube channel before it was deleted. But Prince's death had everything to do with 67 and a million other entertainers. I mean, just always the same patterns, you guys. Prince equals 38 like Minnesota. Dead 67 days from Vanity. His former girlfriend who died the day of the 58th Grammys, Purple Rain 58. That's back when they were together. She's in the Purple Rain film, Vanity. But, yeah, all this stuff is just ritual on top of ritual. Her father was 64, a kill number. They said they got him in a hit and run, 46 like sacrifice, like Rap. He died on a date with 35 numerology. Rap's got that 3546 like Svengali's got the 3546. And again, that's the evil hidden hand in the entertainment industry, making entertainers do things they'd rather not do, such as sacrifice their family and friends. But I mean, just 3 days in a row, and in those 3 days, more than 3 examples of 38 and celebrity death, and really nothing unordinary. Also in the news, death of the Marriott CEO from cancer. And again, people who have money can afford to get cancer cured pretty much at this day and age, so it's hard to believe that these people worth tens of millions of dollars are dying from cancer. Again, just go to cities like Seattle where they have state-of-the-art cancer treatments, rich people flying in from all over to get everything taken care of. But this guy's name, Arne Sorensen, he's got a double 38, this poor guy. I'll show you a few more things about his death. Arne got the 38. Actually, his name is all kinds of trouble. You see the 38, 20, and 25? Look at death. 38, 20, 25. And then Sorensen got the 38 and 97, like death. But not only that, but he died on the 46th day of the year, just like Vincent Jackson, just like the salsa singer. And he died at age 62. Again, sacrifices 46, like Genesis 46 begins with the sacrifice. Nicki Minaj, her dad in the hit and run 46. But he was 62. When you're running in verse, sacrifice is 62, and the phrase Faustian bargain is also 62, which is a deal with the devil. And then the day he died had 58 numerology. Notice his name is 58 in the most pure cipher. And we've talked about CEO rituals in 58 before. He was the CEO of Marriott. And again, just in case you're new here, these 4 ciphers. The alphabetic order where death is 38. The alphabetic order. Let me make it a little bit lower so you can see ciphers. Okay, the alphabetic order is where death is 38, A is 1 up to Z is 26. The alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, death is 20. The reverse alphabetic order, just running the alphabetic order in reverse, death is 97. The reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, death's 25. And by the way, 97 is the 25th prime number. If you haven't read my latest book, I covered the Kennedy family death last year. There's always a Kennedy family death, isn't there? But it was a huge 97. It was a huge, it was a ritual with all these numbers, but really 97 and 25 the most. What was it? Kayak? No, it was canoe. It was canoe. The word canoe is the exact same as death. The mother and child who went out in the canoe, and then they were found dead in 25 feet of water, if I remember correctly, on the 97th day of the year in the area that had Gematria 97. But, again, that's why you got to know these ciphers forwards and backwards to see what they're doing with the full totality. And the CEO, I also noticed that he died 4 months and 2 days after his birthday. Marriott's 42. February's 42, dead in February, the Marriott CEO. 125 days after his birthday, numerology's 125, and that's what this is. Kill him by the numbers. Numerology, Gematria. I got a I got two critics posting about me online that are both Jewish women. One writes for a paper over in Israel, and she says I don't know the difference between Gematria and numerology, but again, she must be a moron because Gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words, so I don't know where she's coming from. And then lately I have a transgender Jewish woman who's applauding that my channel's being taken down again because she calls me a transgender-hating, Holocaust-denying conspiracy nut. Oh, man. And I would remind her that if history was true, she probably wouldn't exist. But anyway, that's another story. So, Kendrick Lamar, and I don't hate transgender people either. That's bullshit too, She calls me about 1 million different names in her video. Meanwhile, I'm getting taken down for hate speech while I'm getting flamed out by transgender people for just exposing murder rituals. The other week it was Sophie we covered. But last night, our great caller from New York, he called in. He always asks Jonathan these great questions about hip-hop deaths in the past. I was like, why doesn't he ask me about them? I can decode them too. But anyway, he asked Jonathan to look into the death of Alori Joh, and I'm sure Jonathan will. But I looked at this some more, and her date of death, if you read about her date of death, most places have February 7th. Some places have February 6th, but it doesn't really matter if it was either of those two dates because I'm going to show you what happened here. And again, February 7th, the 38th day of the year. In rap history, Big Pun died on that day, and nobody questioned it because he's a big fat guy. But again, there's 38 in death, and she died at 25. Death has that 38 and 25 connection. She was dating Ab-Soul, the rapper at the time. Ab-Soul's 38, like rapper's 38. And again, rapper, murder, killing, death, R.I.P., they're all 38. Tupac and Notorious B.I.G., both dead on 38 date numerologies, and just a very hazardous number, not only in the world of entertainment, but especially in hip-hop. In hip-hop, it's super deadly. Her body was found in Rancho Dominguez, which equals 83, like murder, like how the song Murder by Numbers came out in 83. Again, if you're new here, if somehow you're new here, there's always a new person, look up the lyrics to Murder by Numbers by the Police. And we're going to get to the bottom of what day Sting's parents died, because they died when he was young, who's the front man for the Police, who always boasts about, being the author of these lyrics for Murder by Numbers, which is a very creepy song about how killing's as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. But 3883 special on this woman, unless she died on February 6th, which is the 37th day of the year, and Los Angeles is 37, and her death was very LA-centered because all the people she's connected to are LA rappers. But look at this. The biggest song she was on was called Phenomenon with Schoolboy Q. And again, they're all connected. Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, Ab-Soul, they're all related, all on the same label. But the biggest song she was on was the song Phenomenon with Schoolboy Q. And that song came out January 11th, 2011. From that date to February 6th, which might have been her day of death, was a span of 56 weeks. If she died on February 7th, one day later, it was 56 weeks later. So either way, you got your 56 connected. And notice the name of that song is Phenomenon, which is from From her death to Schoolboy Q's upcoming birthday that year, if it was February 6th, it was 263 days to his birthday. If it was February 7th, it was a span of 263 days. That's the 56th prime number. We just saw Kenny Chesney's birthday is March 26th. Nancy Pelosi, her name equals 56. Her birthday is March 26th. 26/3, like 263, the 56 prime. These numbers come together all the time. All the time, 263 and 56. So, again, it's his song, Phenomenon 56, dead 56 weeks later, 263 days before his 26th birthday that year. If she died on February 6th, 26. Again, 26 is a special number. God equals 26 in Hebrew and in English. This whole code of letters and numbers is related to God through Kabbalah. But then the other thing is, they say she committed suicide by jumping from a radio tower. Supposedly she climbed up one of those big, tall, skinny radio towers, the red and white things that you see normally on hilltops. Supposedly, if you live in the middle of the country, they're probably in the middle of fields. But radio tower 56, right? Who would do that? Can you imagine committing suicide that way? Doing this difficult climb up a radio tower and then, come on. But again, it's the Jesuits who are behind all this. We're always showing how this number is connected to all these deadly incidents. Tupac dies, and then his album with him on the cross comes out on November 5th, the day leaving 56 days left in the year. But again, it's the Jesuits, the Society of Jesus. And again, the Society of Jesus, Tupac on the cross, Tupac equals Jesus equals cross equals Machiavelli equals Messiah equals gospel equals parables equals rapper equals killing. They all equal the same thing. But, just how can this stuff be a coincidence? If you find, though, I'm not going to help you find this Jewish transgender woman's video, but she shows where I'm talking about 56, and she's like, he's so crazy. He thinks this means something. He thinks it means the Jesuits. Just what a psychopath. It's just like, and I'm listening to a transgender person talk about me. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I'd say the Bill Hicks joke, but it would get me suspended on this channel, too. If you don't know that one, he's got a good joke about, he's got a lot of good jokes, honestly. And he's definitely not Alex Jones, another really stupid theory in the truth community. Alex Jones, Bill Hicks, nothing alike. Bill Hicks stood for all the right things. Alex Jones is a Jesuit shill piece of trash. Anyway, from Kendrick Lamar's last birthday to this woman's death, if it was February 6th, was 103 days later. They're on Top Dog Records. Top Dog's 103. 103 is the 27th prime. Ritual 27. From her death date to Kendrick Lamar's birthday was 131 days. Schoolboy Q's 131. Again, all these guys are in the same little rap clique. She's connected to all of them. Ab-Soul put out a song about her death called Book of Soul. And again, to me, it seems like this is what it's all about, collecting souls. But if she died on February 7th, she died on a 41 date numerology, and the word soul equals 41. If she died on February 6th, she died on a 40 date numerology, and Schoolboy Q is also 40. But notice Book of Soul and Schoolboy Q are 131. She was dating Ab-Soul. Her biggest song was this Phenomenon song. It's also got the 139 in both. 139 is the 34th prime. Last night we talked about Big L murdered on the corner of 139th. Tupac Shakur died September 13th, 13/9, plus Tupac Shakur equals 139. But again, 139 is the 34th prime. Rapper's 34, and now that I think about it, they say she committed suicide. Suicide's got that 34 as well. It's also got the 47. And, hold on, let me just come back to the post because I wrote down some other notes here. Where did my post go? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Where did I note it? Hold on, I noted it somewhere. Okay, so her song with Kendrick Lamar was called Selection 80, which equals 47. Alori Joh equals 47. Suicide equals 47. Radio equals 47. She jumps from the radio tower. These guys' radio play blows up around the same time. You know what I mean? Ritual. Plus 47. We know what 47 is. Favorite number of the gang. Authorities 47. Policeman's 47. Government 47. Murder by numbers by the police. The police always putting these false causes of death on all these clear murders. And yeah, so just gotta say, what are the odds? She died the year that Absol would have turned 25. Again, another number connected to death. But yeah, it looks like it truly was synced up with this song phenomenon right here. And that's how they do it. That's how they do it. When these people connected to the world of entertainment die, they're always dying in connection to the numbers of their most remembered work. I mean, it's just the same thing over and over. Also in the news yesterday had the 38 date numerology. Machine Gun Kelly, the white rapper, I believe he's from Ohio. He's dating Megan Fox, the actress, who's 34 right now. Rapper, 34, 38. In the headlines yesterday, the story about how he wears a blood necklace with Megan Fox's blood in it. And apparently Billy Bob Thornton had a necklace like this with Angelina Jolie's blood in it. But, yeah, just being a rapper and, having a headline come out like this on the 46th day of the year when Sacrifice and Rap's 46 and your girlfriend's 34 and she's a lot bigger celebrity than you are, you might want to watch out there, especially when you've been beefing with Eminem and people have died in connection to Eminem. But this story about the blood necklace, apparently he was wearing it on Valentine's Day. Just look at the Gematria connection. I'm sure there's a lot more to it, but again, I think that's just enough right there. Megan Fox is looking more ghostly as she gets older. She needs to see some sunshine, unless she's a vampire. And also last night, we did in real time, we looked at the death of Guru of Gangstar, which I learned yesterday. I always thought his name was Gangstar. I didn't realize that, it was him and DJ Premier, but Jonathan said he died at 48 and he was connected to Boston. And I was like, wait a minute, that's the Boston Celtics number. So we just had to look at it in real time, how the NBA Finals went down that year. And just look at this, you guys. He died on April 19th, right? That's the 109th day of the year. Los Angeles 109. The Lakers won the finals that year over Boston. But notice, Boston Celtics equals 48. That's how old he was when he died, prematurely. And he died 58 days before the Lakers beat the Celtics on June 16th that year. See how perfect that is? Remember, Kobe Bryant's also 58. And again, died on the 109th day of the year. And they say he went into a coma on February 28th. From the day that he went into a coma to the day the Lakers won the finals was a span of 109 days. Plus, he died on the 109th day of the year. Again, Los Angeles 109. And we were just talking about this same ritual with Alex Trebek, the 109 ritual when he died. LA death. But the finals that year started on June 2nd. Bryant 26, Celtics 26. That date can be written 2-6. And from... well, maybe I forgot to put it here. But from the day that he died to the day the finals started, because realize it's just minus 14 days, right? So 58 minus 14 is 44. So the finals started 44 days after his death. He supposedly died from blood cancer. Cancer's got the 44 and 26. We just talked about this with Dustin Diamond's death. Again, the finals start on 2-6, 44 days after his death. Cancer's also 118 and 37. Remember, Los Angeles is 37, and Los Angeles, California is 118. Again, the city on the 118th Meridian West, and having a birthday is September 4th, the day leaving 118 days left in the year. So, again, that's how they do it. They kill celebrities. They put on a false cause of death. They said he went into cardiac arrest and a coma on February 28th. I guarantee you he was poisoned that day. That was the 59th day of the year. 59 is the 17th prime. NBA's 17. Think about it. And the last day of Black History Month, plus just the way they stamp 59 on black celebrities. And I regret that in my first book I don't have his death in there. And I didn't even realize he had died, honestly. It's probably because I never realized his name was Guru. But... I like him. I like Gangstar. I always like that song, Mass Appeal. I think most people like that song. And all this time I'd been overlooking his death, but I feel like it should be in the book documented. I'll put it in another book I write. But yeah, it's just sick the way they kill these people, man. And then the winning score of Game 7, you guys, 83-79 when it's all synced up with his clear murder. You know what I mean? 83-79. Again, you look at that Murder by Numbers movie poster. The song came out in 83, but you look at that poster, the 3 to the 8, 8, 3, but then the numbers around it are 7 and 9. I wish it was a coincidence. Hold on. Somebody's calling in, but I don't think he knows I'm live streaming right now. Hold on. Hey, Darrell, I'm on a live stream. Do you want to be on it?
No. Every time I call you on the live feed, hit me back whenever you have a chance.
I will call you back real soon. I'm glad you're all right. I was worried you froze to death down there in Houston, so.
Yes. Hey, we still alive. All right, buddy.
All right, man. Take care.
Take care.
That's Darrell, formerly a Magic 102. If you guys were on my Patreon for the right day on sports decoding, Darrell got his first taste of a recreational marijuana shop up here. I don't want to embarrass him. He's going to tune in and be mad, but he bought this weed soda, and the thing cost $30 because it was super potent. And when I was driving, he bought a whole bunch of other crap too because he just had to try it all out. And we're driving back. I'm driving him back to my place from after we go, because right when he got off the plane, he wanted to go there instantly. So that was our first stop. We went to the weed shop, and he's sitting in the passenger seat and he's chugging this soda down. He's like, "Man, this thing tastes like shit." And I was like, "What do you expect it to taste like? It's weed." And then I look at it and he's got like hardly any of it left, right? And it comes in like a normal like 12-ounce bottle. And I said, "Man, you might want to take a look at the label and see what it says on there. I'm not sure you want to chug the whole thing. I mean, $30, I bet you there's a lot of weed in there." So anyway, it says that it's 6 servings, right? It says it's 6 servings, and I think it was like I think it was like 60. It doesn't even matter, but the servings were potent, right? Oh my God, this guy just went in. He became like a little schoolgirl. He could not stop laughing for like, I don't even know how long it went on. He was just laughing hysterically for like at least an hour straight, and people could hear it in the background because I'm doing my sports live stream. And then all of a sudden he just passed down in an instant. Then you could hear him snoring real loud, and everyone's in the comments. They're like, "I think I hear him snoring now." But that was a lesson learned. If you're ever in a state that has legalized weed and you've never done this stuff before, make sure you read the instructions because this stuff is potent. But anyway, Darrell's a good dude. He used to be on the radio down in Houston. But again, he saw that there was something wrong in this world of entertainment, and he had some entertainers give him some tips here and there, including people like Bill Cosby, and he decided to just get right out of the whole thing. So, but he's the man who taught me the word Svengali, and he gets mad at me because he said it's pronounced Sevengali. That's how Bill Cosby taught it to me. I say, well, maybe Bill Cosby didn't know how to spell it right or say it right. Or maybe I'm wrong. It looks like it's Svengali to me, but anyway, coming back to the death of Guru of Gangstar. Oh, on the day he died, the Lakers and Celtics both won their playoff game. I didn't put that up here, but we covered that last night in the live stream. And again, anybody can go back and verify that. April 19th, 2010, NBA box scores. Here. The Lakers beat the Thunder with 95, and the Celtics beat the Heat 106-77. And again, that's a big Boston number there, going down to by 77 points. And that's a difference of 29, too, because with all the 109 connections to his death, 109 is the 29th prime number. Just like, Tampa Bay Buccaneers equals 109, and they just became 10-9 all-time in the playoffs as a franchise. In Super Bowl 55, 109 is the 29th prime. And you see how football's 29 and 43? And, Brady's 43 years old. Florida's also 43. But then the other thing was DJ Premier, who's part of Gangstar. Again, it's the duo, the DJ and the rapper. He was 44 years old at the time. And Guru died 29 days after his birthday. And with regards to his cause of death being blood cancer, that's Gematria's 61 finals. The other year, Stephen A. Smith's mom died at age 61 right before the finals. It's the cost of being in the suit and bullshitting about sports all day for the big money. For people saying, well, why would you kill your moms? Some people love money more than anything else. Let's see. Stephen A. Smith's salary. Let's see if that information's out there. See how much money he makes. $8 million per year to get on the TV and bullshit about sports each day. And if you ask me, not even good at it. Not even good at it. Max Kellerman's even worse. Don't forget how they went to New York by the numbers in the big New York ritual on September 3rd, 39 days after New York's birthday, New York 39. Again, everything's ritual. They even got to move to New York for, what do they call their show? First Take? They even got to move to New York by the numbers. New York, the land of 39. But notice, Gangstar 57 like NBA Finals. And you know what? If you write out the NBA Finals, if you write that out, it's 48 like his age of death, right? It's probably not an accident. But he died on a date with 33 numerology. Forwards, NBA Finals is 33 and reverse 57. It was also a date with 53 numerology. Los Angeles 53, always a big number with LA sports rituals, like how they went down to Brady in Super Bowl 53. Patriots 53, Los Angeles 53. That year was a real easy call. His birth name, Keith Edward Elam, 67 and 86, like blood sacrifice, 67 and 86. Always these same numbers. You know, last year we said, watch out for October 6th. We're probably going to see a big celebrity death. Ended up being Eddie Van Halen on the day, leaving 86 days left in the year, while his brother's 67. His rap name, Guru, 67 as well. You'll see so many of these rappers, their birth name syncs up with their rap name. But Guru's also 22 like Boston, like basketball, and 41 like LA. Like Kobe Bryant dead at 41, like how the Lakers won the finals in the year of his death, 41 weeks after LeBron's birthday. King 41. So I'm sure there's even more to it. There's always more to this stuff, but again and again, year after year, entertainers with the right numbers get killed for the sports championship rituals, the award ceremony rituals, whether they're in the movies or music. You know, same stuff. Again and again. Now, people ask me to decode this. This is in the headlines today. Catchy the Great, LA underground rapper dead. The reason this is hard to decode is because I can't find any information. I can't find what day he died. I can't find his birthday. Supposedly he was hit by a car. But what I can say is the news came out on the date with 59 numerology in Black History Month. Negro, Slave, Blues, Rasta. All 59. And the only cipher that I really recommend, some of these other ciphers are definitely important, but when you're decoding, these base ciphers are enough, but Jewish, not Jewish ordinal or reduction. Those are ciphers Derek made up, but Jewish, the NBA Finals got that 322 in that cipher, but Kill is 59 in that cipher, which is the 17th prime number. And these numbers show up a lot in death. So Vincent Jackson yesterday died 28 weeks after Brady's 8-3 birthday. Number 83, dead at 38. You know, Nicki Minaj's father at 64. All these numbers show up in suspicious deaths a lot. And just with regards to rituals and the Jesuits running the show, remember, George Floyd was a major Jesuit ritual. And I'm pretty sure, I don't really know what happened to George Floyd, but whatever they showed you on the videotape, that wasn't real. That was made for a movie, made to divide the nation, divisive propaganda. But again, this happened in Minnesota, which is 38 land, death land. And look at this. Look at the mockery. Minneapolis push to defund police backfires after residents complain of slow response times, increasing crime. And remember, I predicted also at the beginning, I said, watch, all these communities that ask for less police, they'll end up having even more police. They'll end up having even more surveillance, more cameras. That's what they'll do. This is how they operate. Again, I mean, it's just such a setup. You're going to take away police in a time where people are hurting, when even less people have employment, when more people are in desperation. This is such an obvious setup. Coronavirus shuts down the economy, supposedly attacks the lungs. I can't breathe. I mean, all this is just straight up mockery. George Floyd can't breathe. George Floyd's autopsy revealed he had coronavirus on the 155th day of the year. Remember that? Coronavirus 155. But look at this. They boosted spending by $6.4 million. So look at this. They did this on Friday, 12/2 like 122, police officers 122, law enforcement 64, and then from his supposed killing on May 25th, the day they did this, 263 days later, the 56th prime. Black Lives Matter 56, Society of Jesus 56, Coronavirus 56. Like I said, they bring these numbers together all the time, and it just couldn't be any more clear who's running the show. Keep in mind that was also the 43rd day of the year, and George Floyd's 43, like policeman, like how when NASCAR did the tribute to George Floyd, they made it the number 43 car. And another 43 is Civil War. And remember, they banned the Confederate flag at NASCAR as they debuted the Black Lives Matter number 43 car in tribute to George Floyd. Civil War's got the 56 as well. You know, George Floyd for the Civil War. Again, they just keep building year after year. They just keep adding, you know, turning up the heat, making the propaganda even worse, putting people in a worse spot. Got them all at home, nothing to do. Can't go outside, everything's shut down. You can't go to work. But you can watch the TV and get provoked by the TV. Right where they want you, on your ass. Watching the TV, getting mind controlled. This story about Kodak Black, you know, setting up the scholarship for the Stoneman Douglas shooting. Supposedly he visited the school on the 3-year anniversary of the shooting. Remember, when you write out 3, it equals 56. And again, this happened in Parkland, Florida, which is 263, the 56th prime. Also 142, like the date of the shooting, 14/2. But he did this 117 days from his birthday, that big CIA number. And I just talked about this the other week with the new congressperson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, harassing the students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. And the video came out on 127, and her name's 127. But again, David Hogg, the child who got the most attention out of Stoneman Douglas, and now Marjorie Taylor Greene, both of their names have the CIA connection. You know what I mean? David Miles Hogg also has those Jesuit connections, as does Stoneman Douglas. Surprise, surprise. And it's a predominantly you-know-who area. You know who's half responsible for the creation of the Jesuit order. Jesuit starts with the same 2 letters as Jewish. Also, wanted to play this real quick, the Gorilla Glue story. Notice the 42 and 102 for slavery and the N-word. February is also 42. On the 42nd day of the year, they got the Gorilla Glue out of her hair on the 42nd day of the year, when this whole story's obvious mockery. Her surname's Brown. Her first name, Tessica, equals slave, Negro, Rasta Blues. But I just want you to hear at the end of this TMZ video how they just, for no reason, the doctor spits out that her birthday is 10/2. Listen carefully, because he kind of says it in the background, but you can hear it. Could you hear it? If you can't hear it, you can come to my website, GematriaEffectNews. Just search Tessica Brown, and you can hear it right after the 4-minute mark. Her birthday is 10/2. And I mean, you can watch the whole video. There's no reason for him to just say that at the end of the video for no reason. Her birthday is 10/2. Again, it's because they're coding. And it's just like yesterday. We talked about the death of Cedric Cotton down in Houston, and how the news of his murder in broad daylight broke on February 10th, 10/2, and their last hit song, his R&B group Ideal, Whatever, was 102. And again, just like Ahmaud Arbery, they put out the deal of him being called the N-word 102 days after his supposed killing. And it's just like how the other week the country singer got suspended for saying the N-word in Nashville, and Nashville's 102. And again, Amanda Gorman, 102. George Perry Floyd, 102. The American Civil War on the 102nd day of the year. I mean, this guy's surname is Cotton. Slavery, Cotton. I mean, self-explanatory, but his name's got that 5976. Tessica equals 76. Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year. Motown came out in 59. The Million Man March on the day, leaving 76 days left in the year. He was killed at the Fondren Food Mart, which also has the 76. And he was actually killed the day before the news came out on the 40th day of the year, which also goes with the food market. And again, dead at 46, Cedric, Sacrifice, Houston, Texas. I'm going to do another video on my Voices of Humanity channel. I also started a Gematria Effect News 21, but I maxed out the upload, so it says I can't upload until tomorrow on there. But I'm going to do a video on the article I wrote a few weeks before Valentine's Day of how I expected there to be weather phenomenon, bad weather, blackouts in line with the Great Reset on Valentine's Day. So again, you guys, that's another correct prediction, but I'm going to go over why and why I think Houston, Texas got hit the hardest in light of that prediction, because I wrote a lot about 46 and the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab, who called for the Great Reset exactly, well, his birthday was exactly 46 weeks before Valentine's Day. But again, it's just undeniable that what they're doing, they're in control of the weather, they're murdering people. And if you guys don't think it's military technology and poison and whatever else they're doing, and you guys think it's all dark occult magic, that's fine. You can think that. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe Klaus Schwab's an evil sorcerer. You know, maybe a lot of these Jesuits are evil sorcerers. I don't know for sure. You know, I never met any evil sorcerers that can cast magic spells. But I do understand there's sophisticated technology, so that's easier for me to wrap my own mind around. But again, this stuff in the ritual is not an accident. And the way these people operate is not an accident. Not to mention, did we not call the other year that Houston would beat the Dodgers in the World Series based off the flooding of Harvey by the numbers, which we predicted before it happened? Yes, we did. In case you don't know that, Vice News even wrote an article about me trying to hate on it, trying to make it all sound so silly. But it's not. And last year, did we not literally predict all the days that hurricanes landed on? Yes, we did. Months in advance. Also, I want to send a shout out to Jeremy White. He told me he was building this website, and I asked him to please link his own stuff at the top. But Jeremy White, being the very humble man that he is, linked all my stuff at the top, which I feel bad about. Reach out to me, Jeremy, if you need something, man. But what's cool about this site is he linked my stuff up here. And he linked his, he made it free now. Well, he was charging for it, unless this links you also to the thing that he's charging for as well. But I know he has a free index, and then I think he has something that's for sale, which is very reasonably priced for what it is. But Jeremy White's a longtime contributor to this community, always trying to help out, and he built this website. So his thing's here. But not only that, but other people that I recommend in the community, Rod does great work. Rod's link's here. Victor does awesome work. His link's here. For all of you guys who are into the sports decoding, these are the people doing it. Martin's here. Martin does awesome work. And Jeremy linked my other stuff too, so I appreciate that. And I'm sure as time goes on and more people step up and show that they're proficient at doing this, I'm sure Jeremy will be happy to add you to the website. And I know there's somebody in the community who's probably going to see this and probably going to get his feelings hurt that he's not up here. And you know what? I bet you he can end up getting his stuff on here if what he would stop doing is falsely accusing people of copying him and talking shit about other people who he learned from. And I'm sure some of you know exactly who we're talking about. But, that person dug his own grave. And then he tried to go against us on the Super Bowl pick, guaranteeing that it was going to be the Chiefs. That didn't help him out either. And I guarantee you he would not have picked the Chiefs. But all he was trying to do, I guarantee you, that's why he even made a video the next day saying he ended up actually betting on the Bucs, even though he sold people the Patreon pick that the Chiefs would win as a guarantee. I guarantee you he wouldn't have done that unless he was he was banking on us being wrong and then him being at the top so that he could say, see, I'm the best, and when they don't copy, and you're not, dude. I mean, you're not. You took a lot of people off the Lakers and told them it was going to be the Celtics. You've done all sorts of wrong things lately. But anyway, that person, I do appreciate that they spread the work. I just don't appreciate how they've let it all go to their head. And I'm starting to wonder, honestly, if that person does have some things wrong in their head, because they started decoding in 2018, but now they're claiming they started decoding in 2014, and we all know that's not true because you called into my show in 2017 and asked me to decode the death of your police family member. And you weren't doing your own decodes back then. That's why you needed me to do it for you. So anyway, I don't want to go down that whole road, but a lot of people do have ego problems. And it's not just him. There's the guy who invented this calculator. And, he's great for inventing this calculator, but he's got an ego problem. He's for years been saying that, he's doing better work and his work's way more advanced and way more important. And finally, I went off on him, and then he got his feelings hurt and put out some propaganda video slandering me, connecting me to L. Ron Hubbard, which is completely false, and lying about 10 other things. And, it's just because these people got ego problems. I don't know why you guys are all trying to talk in your videos like your work's better than mine. I don't put you guys down. I just promote you guys. But I see it's just the ego thing. Everybody wants to be on the top of the mountain. And you know what, you guys? I'm sorry. It's probably not going to happen because you didn't break the code and put the research out for years before you guys came along. And if you guys ever do surpass me, I'll say, you know what? I think they're doing a better job than me. Just like I routinely say, you know what? I think Rod and Victor are now doing a better job than me decoding sports because I think their heart's more in it. My heart's not so much into decoding sports every day. I already proved what I need to prove year after year after year after year, and I figured out, damn, you just can't wake up these sleeping zombies. We've done something the world's never done, and people still don't care. But Rod and Victor, you know, they are daily gamblers. They're in it. They want to make money for themselves and their community. And I always want to make money for other people too, but they're just into it more. So I just said, you know what? Here's the torch. You guys can do it every day. I got to take down the Jesuit cabal. That's my goal. So, but like I told Derek the other day, him and I had a conversation, and I wasn't very nice to him, and that's because he was an idiot, but he's like, dude, you just been doing dumb things like trying to run for president. I said, why are you spreading rumors that I tried to run for president? That never, ever happened. He goes, you and I both know what happened. I said, no, I know that trolls all the time post that I ran for president, which is completely false. And then I showed him all the evidence of the old GoFundMe that was frozen within 24 hours by GoFundMe, where I tried to raise money for a book tour the day that my channel was deleted for the first time, and then he just hasn't responded back since. So just a bitter little man is who Derek is. I'm glad he made the calculator, but he is a bitter little man. And like I told him the other day, I said, you can't say that your work's better than mine because you've never proven anything. You've never had a correct prediction. You've never connected any dots. And the only meaningful things in any of your videos are when you're regurgitating what I say. And honestly, man, you should do that a lot more because the rest of your videos suck and are pointless and make Gematria look stupid. And those are just facts, you guys. Those are just facts. Derek's brought a lot of truly a lot of bad mechanics into the community. He just created all this new number shit. He created his own. I mean, this is why I don't ever show you guys his thing here. He invented all these new ways of date numerology. There's not all these different ways of date numerology, and so you guys don't know this, and you guys don't do it yourself, so you come here and just pull all these numbers out. Derek's created so many ways to generate just a million different numbers so he can connect anything to anything, like how he connected me to L. Ron Hubbard. Derek, it's good that he made the calculator, but he went too far inventing his own ciphers, adding new ways to connect date numerology. What I did was took what was already out there and used it. I didn't invent my own stuff so that I could make my own new connections. And that's why so many people who don't know better, who come here and use all these numbers, they miss on their sports decodes because they're using bogus methods, bogus ciphers, bogus date numerology. You know, and anybody can hear it. If you listen to my Patreon show, people will call in, they'll be like, this date has this numerology too. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. He's like, well, it's on Derek's calculator. I said, well, if you want to go with Derek's false numerology and use that to pick that sports outcome today, you're probably not going to be happy. And you know what? They're not happy. So, again, Derek should really tone down all the fake numerology methods he created, take away his experimental ciphers, and that would be more helpful. And he should stop using those things in his own decodes because, again, it just allows too much. It allows for the room of major coincidence. And Derek, a lot of times, is connecting major coincidence, which leads to nothing. And again, it's just like, it was 2 years ago now when the what was it? Breaking Bad movie came out on Netflix. Like 2 days before that movie released on Netflix, there was a story in the news out of New Mexico about high school teachers supposedly making crystal meth. And they coded the teachers' names as like the same characters in Breaking Bad. It was so obvious that it was a news story that was to remind you of Breaking Bad right before Netflix released their Breaking Bad movie. And Derek connects the whole thing to an eclipse that happened 2 years ago. It's like, dude, this story didn't have anything to do with an eclipse. It had everything to do with the Breaking Bad Netflix movie release. And then I showed him that, and he's like, yeah, I guess you're right. And I said, see, Derek, this is what you're doing, man. All of a sudden, you've decided you're going to connect every last story to an eclipse, and they're not related to eclipses. And you're only doing that because you're using 50 different ciphers and all these crazy loopy ways to decode. I said, in your videos, you're routinely putting down my work and saying it's too simple. Sorry, man, my work's not too simple. My work is the way it's supposed to be done. Your work is nonsensical and teaching people bad mechanics, and that's why they're screwing up in sports decoding because they're watching your videos and then trying to decode sports that way. Your way's not helpful. That's why you haven't connected any meaningful dots. You haven't made any meaningful predictions. And I mean, what, are we blaming everything on an eclipse now? Is that the only thing that matters in astrology? So I just had to go on that rant because that also happened recently. You know, him texting me about, anyway. guy's lost his mind. So some people lose their mind with Gematria. It's true. Meanwhile, over here, I just stay, level-headed, consistent, and back up my points day after day. So we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. And I'm going to be back on Voices of Humanity with Zachary K. Hubbard to talk about the weather warfare on Valentine's Day and how it's easy to see this is all agenda to plant seeds in the minds of the masses about Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030 and how we need to do drastic things to change the world. And we really do, but it's the fact that these people are lying to us and manipulating weather and manipulating everything to steer us. That's what people need to understand. We're being manipulated to be steered, and they use these things that seem reasonable to actually just benefit them. Just like how in the year of coronavirus, a lot of people lost their wealth, and the super rich and powerful who control everything, they got a lot wealthier. And that was all done in the name of a virus. All right, we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. And